Drink water like this to stop nighttime urination. Secret seniors wish they knew sooner. Do you ever wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning feeling that familiar urge to pee, only to find your bladder isn't really full? It's frustrating. You lie back down hoping to fall asleep again, but your mind stays alert while your body feels heavier than it should. For many older adults, this broken sleep has become so routine they begin to think it's just part of aging. But what if the real cause is something much simpler, like when you drink water, not just how much? In today's video, I want to share a gentle but powerful shift. It's a way of drinking water that follows the body's natural rhythm. Something urologists have quietly recommended but most people never hear about. And when applied, it can lead to deeper, longer sleep, without medication, without giving up hydration, and without feeling like you're fighting your own body. If you've ever struggled with restless nights or tired mornings, this is the video for you. And if you find these tips helpful, consider subscribing. It's a small way to support your health and connect with simple, life-changing advice tailored just for you. Now let's begin by understanding what's really happening inside the aging body and why it wakes you up even when your bladder barely has anything in it. As we grow older, many parts of the body begin to shift in quiet, subtle ways. One of the biggest changes happens with a hormone called vasopressin. This hormone is what helps your kidneys slow down urine production at night, giving you those deep, uninterrupted hours of sleep. But after the age of 60, your body naturally produces less of it, which means your kidneys don't get the signal to rest. They keep filtering fluids at the same pace even while you're trying to sleep. At the same time, your bladder starts to hold less than it used to. When you were younger, it could easily store 16 ounces of fluid before sending a strong signal to your brain. But now, even with just 5 or 6 ounces, barely half a glass, it may feel like an emergency. The nerves inside the bladder also become more sensitive, almost like a smoke alarm that goes off too early. That signal reaches your brain, and suddenly you're wide awake at 2 a.m. even when the bladder isn't close to full. The good news is you're not alone in this, and more importantly, you're not helpless. These changes are real, but they're not permanent roadblocks. Once you begin adjusting how and when you drink fluids, your bladder learns to settle, and your nights slowly begin to feel calmer. In the next part, we'll talk about 5 common mistakes that might be disrupting your sleep without you even realizing it and how to fix them gently. Let's talk about 5 quiet habits that might be disrupting your sleep without you even realizing it. These aren't extreme behaviors or unhealthy choices. In fact, most of them come from a good place, staying hydrated, staying nourished, and preparing for a peaceful night. But after the age of 60, the way your body handles fluids begins to shift, and that means your well-meaning routines may need just a gentle adjustment. Mistake number 1. Drinking water after 7 p.m. One of the most common reasons older adults wake up in the middle of the night is simply this: too much fluid, too late in the evening. You may have heard people say, stay hydrated, so you drink a glass or 2 after dinner. But what your kidneys hear is something different. You see, after sunset, your kidneys are supposed to slow down like a coffee filter easing into rest. But when you suddenly flood them with liquid, they stay active. They keep filtering and pushing urine into your bladder while the rest of your body wants to sleep. That's why so many people find themselves waking up at 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. not because they drank too much overall, but because they drank too late. Mistake number 2. Evening soups, tea, or juice, what I call hidden fluids. Sometimes it's not the water itself, but the quiet ways liquid sneaks into your evening routine. A warm cup of tea, a small glass of juice, a light broth, or bowl of soup. These feel soothing, and they are, but they're also fluid. And to your bladder, they count just the same as water. The bladder doesn't know you're enjoying chamomile or chicken broth, it only knows it's filling up. Many older adults sip herbal tea to wind down at night, but those last-minute fluids act like a sponge soaked just before bed, and that sponge, the bladder, starts to drip at the exact time you want to be asleep. Even small amounts can add up, especially if your bladder is already more sensitive than it used to be. Mistake number 3. Sipping just in case before bed. This habit is more emotional than physical, and I say that gently because I know it comes from a caring place. You think, let me take a few sips just in case I get thirsty during the night. Or maybe it's a habit you picked up years ago, something comforting before lying down. But here's the truth. Those extra sips often do more harm than good. They teach your bladder to expect action at night. Over time, this creates what urologists call bladder overtraining, where the nerves become like an overactive smoke alarm responding too quickly, even when there's just a wisp of fluid inside. Your bladder begins to feel full when it's not. And the signal to your brain says, wake up when what your body really needs is rest. So instead of sipping before bed, try preparing your environment. Keep a glass nearby if needed, but don't drink unless you're truly thirsty. Mistake number 4. Skipping hydration in the morning, then overcompensating at night. This one might surprise you. Many older adults forget to drink enough water during the day, especially in the early hours. Maybe you're busy with chores, taking medications, or you just don't feel thirsty. Then suddenly around 5 or 6 p.m. you remember and try to catch up. You drink 2 or 3 glasses with dinner thinking it'll make up for the day. But what actually happens is your kidneys go into overdrive just when your body is trying to slow down. And all that fluid ends up in your bladder overnight. The better strategy is to drink more in the morning and early afternoon when your body is naturally more active. Think of it like fueling a car before a long drive. If you wait until the road is ending to fill the tank, it's already too late. Mistake number 5. Drinking cold water in the evening. Here's one you may not have thought of. Drinking very cold water after sunset can irritate the lining of your bladder. Just like your throat may tighten with ice water, your bladder can react too, especially as you age. Older bladders tend to be more sensitive, and cold temperatures can make the nerves even more jumpy. Instead of holding fluid calmly, the bladder starts sending premature signals. So even if you've only had a small amount to drink, the sensation to go feels stronger. If you're thirsty at night, try room temperature or warm water instead. It's gentler on your stomach, kinder to your bladder, and far less likely to stir up that 2 a.m. bathroom visit. Now you might be wondering, why do these small things matter so much? The answer lies in how your body changes over time. Your kidneys, bladder, and nervous system used to work together in a tight rhythm. But now that rhythm is more delicate. One small mistake, like an extra glass of water at dinner or a cold sip before bed, can tip the balance and turn your night upside down. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 68-year-old former librarian from Ohio. For years she thought waking up twice a night was just her new normal. But when we looked closer, it turned out she was drinking 2 glasses of water with her evening news and always had a mug of warm herbal tea before bed. She didn't count that as hydration. But once she shifted her tea to late afternoon and stopped drinking after 7 p.m., she started sleeping 6 hours straight. Her body didn't change. Her awareness did. These drinking mistakes are common, and they are not your fault. No one teaches us how fluid timing affects the body as we get older. But now that you know, you have the power to adjust gently, wisely, and without depriving yourself. If any of these habits sound familiar, you're not alone. I've seen hundreds of seniors quietly make these shifts and feel the difference within a week. Sometimes just a little earlier or a little warmer is all it takes to return peace to your nights. If you've made one of these mistakes, type number 2 in the comments to let me know I'm not alone. You're part of a community here, and every small story helps someone else feel seen. Up next, we'll talk about how to build a smarter water routine morning through evening that supports your kidneys, protects your bladder, and helps you sleep deeply without giving up the fluids your body still needs. Stay with me. So how should you drink water throughout the day to support your sleep at night? The answer isn't to drink less, it's to drink smarter. Urologists recommend a simple shift in timing that works with your body's natural rhythm instead of against it. And the best part is this gentle routine doesn't require strict rules, just a little awareness and consistency. Start your day early with hydration. Between 6 a.m. and noon is when your kidneys are most active, your heart pumps stronger, and your digestion is at its best. This is the perfect window to take in more fluids. Think of it as setting the tone for the day, like warming up an engine. Try sipping a full glass of water when you wake up, then another between breakfast and lunch, and again with lunch itself. By mid-afternoon, your body will have had most of the fluid it needs, and your bladder will have time to empty fully before evening. From 4 p.m. onward, start gently tapering down. You don't have to stop completely, but let the quantity shrink. If you feel thirsty, small sips are fine, especially with dinner, but avoid full glasses. And after 7:30 p.m., unless you have a medical reason to hydrate more, try to limit yourself to no more than 5 ounces, about 1 small glass. This gives your bladder time to rest before you lie down. Now, if you take medications at night, you might worry about needing water with your pills. That's completely okay, just take the smallest amount needed to swallow them comfortably. And if your mouth feels dry later, try a spoonful of room temperature water instead of drinking half a glass. This small change keeps your bladder calm while still respecting your body's needs. With this routine, you're not depriving your body, you're working with it. You're allowing your kidneys and bladder to follow their natural pace, and in return, your nights become quieter, your sleep deeper, and your mornings a little brighter. In the next section, we'll look at something sneaky, how certain foods and drinks quietly add more fluid to your bladder than you realize. Even if you've adjusted your water intake, there's something else quietly filling your bladder at night, fluids hidden in your food. Many older adults choose light evening meals like soup, fruit, or salad, thinking they're making a healthy choice. And they are, these foods are nutritious and gentle on the stomach. But what's often forgotten is that they also carry a lot of water. A bowl of vegetable broth, a handful of grapes, a slice of watermelon. All of these add to your total fluid load, especially when eaten after sunset. Raw salads are another surprising culprit. Leafy greens, cucumbers, tomatoes, they seem harmless, but they're packed with moisture. And when eaten late, they act like a slow-release water source quietly filling your bladder long after you've gone to bed. Herbal teas feel relaxing, but they're still fluid, and green tea, even though it's marketed as healthy, has mild diuretic properties that can push your kidneys to make more urine. Then there's the issue of salt. Salty snacks, heavy sauces, or even just a little extra seasoning at dinner can make you feel thirstier without noticing it. You might find yourself reaching for an extra glass of water just before bed, not out of habit, but because your body is trying to balance the salt. It's a cycle that ends with you waking up again in the middle of the night. Let me tell you about Rick from Ohio. He used to eat a big raw salad every night thinking it would help him sleep lighter, but he kept waking up twice, sometimes 3 times. When he shifted that salad to lunchtime and replaced his evening meal with steamed vegetables and baked chicken, everything changed. Within a week, he was sleeping 6 hours straight without any pills or extra effort. So remember, this isn't about giving up your favorite foods, it's about shifting when you enjoy them. A few simple swaps and a little earlier dinner time can give your body the space it needs to rest. Your bladder will thank you, and so will your sleep. Sometimes the answer to better sleep isn't just about what you drink or eat, but how you move, how you breathe, and even how you rest. These small lifestyle shifts may seem simple, but they have a big impact on how your body handles fluid and sleep, especially as you get older. Let's start in the morning. As we age, fluid tends to settle in the legs throughout the day, especially if we sit a lot or don't move often. That swelling isn't always visible, but it's real. When you lie down at night, that fluid moves back up toward your heart, and kidneys increasing urine production right when your body wants to rest. A short morning walk, or even a few gentle leg movements in your chair, can help release that fluid earlier so your bladder won't be working overtime while you sleep. The way you sleep also matters. Sleeping on your left side with a soft pillow between your knees can ease pressure on your bladder and improve circulation. It's a small adjustment, but many seniors find they wake up less often just by changing their sleep posture. Your bedroom environment plays a role too. Wearing light, breathable clothes and keeping the room cool can prevent overheating, which often leads to sweating, thirst, and more nighttime fluid activity. And don't underestimate the power of calm breathing. Deep, slow breaths before bed help settle the nervous system, reducing those false alarms from an overly sensitive bladder. Sylvia, a 74-year-old from San Diego, used to sip water just in case and woke up twice a night. But after practicing slow breathing and letting go of that habit, she started sleeping through the night more often than not. If you're still watching and this helped, type number 5 in the comments to let me know you're here. You're not alone in this, and the smallest changes really do make a big difference. Up next, we'll clear up some common myths about nighttime urination that might be keeping you stuck. Let's keep going. There are a few beliefs about water and nighttime urination that many older adults carry quietly, sometimes for years, without realizing how they may be doing more harm than good. These myths often sound logical at first, but when we look a little deeper, the body tells a different story. Let's gently clear up a few of the most common ones with care and respect for what we've all been taught. The first myth is, if I drink less water, I won't have to pee at night. It sounds simple, but the truth is when you don't drink enough during the day, your body becomes slightly dehydrated. This thickens your blood and forces your kidneys to work harder in the evening, ironically producing more urine just as you lie down. Staying hydrated earlier in the day actually reduces the need to go at night. Another common belief, especially among men, is, "It's just my prostate." Yes, prostate changes can contribute to nighttime urination, but they're only one part of the picture. Women experience the same issue and they don't have a prostate. So if you focus only on that one gland, you might miss other gentle lifestyle changes like hydration, timing, posture, or bladder training that can help more than you expect. Then there's the habit of emptying your bladder just in case before bed, even if you don't feel a real need. While it seems wise, it can actually teach your bladder to become overly sensitive. Over time, it learns to send signals too early, waking you up when it's barely half full. Trust your body to speak only when it truly needs attention. Finally, some people believe that a warm glass of water at 9 p.m. helps with digestion or liver health. While warmth is soothing, that water still adds to your fluid load right before bed. If you enjoy warm drinks, simply move them earlier in the evening around dinner time. Awareness, not fear, is the path to freedom. Once you understand what your body is really asking for, you can respond with care and reclaim your rest without confusion or discomfort. Your body is not broken. It hasn't given up on you. It still remembers how to rest, how to find balance, and how to heal. Sometimes it just needs a little extra support and a softer rhythm. What may feel like a frustrating sign of aging is often just the body asking for a gentler routine. And once you listen, things can begin to shift. Let me tell you about Diane from Missouri. She's 70, active and full of life, but for nearly a year, she woke up 2 or 3 times every night. She thought it was just part of getting older, something she had to accept. But once she changed when she drank her water, focusing more in the morning, and cutting off liquids after 7 p.m., her nights completely transformed. Within 2 weeks, she slept 6 to 7 hours straight, something she hadn't experienced in years. It's not what you drink, it's when you drink. That's the quiet lesson many people discover once they pay attention to the body's timing. Your kidneys, your bladder, and even your nervous system work best when you give them space and rhythm. This isn't a punishment for aging, it's an invitation to move differently, more wisely, with more care. If today's video helped you see your body with more understanding, I invite you to subscribe. Think of it like a small promise to your body that you're paying attention. If something inside you feels ready to sleep through the night again, type the word HOPE in the comments below. And if you have a friend, a partner, or even a neighbor who wakes up often during the night, please share this video with them. You might be giving them back something they thought was lost rest. Your sleep is worth protecting. Your body is still listening, and it's never too late to give it the peace it deserves.